cannot speak. Hello everyone, my name is ShaineRiley and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm just going to be going over all the books that I read in December. So let's get right into it. I think I read 11 books this month and 10 were pure Christmas books. And the last one was a fantasy, but still gave me Christmas vibes. The first book that I read is The Mistletoe Motive. This was one of my wrapped up books, and I rated this one a 4. The main plot of this book is two people who are competing against each other to try to see which person's going to stay at the store by the end of December, because the other person is going to be getting fired. There is a competitor bookstore across from them and they have online sales, and it's basically like an indie bookstore, and the owners of it are very old school and they're very cutesy, just simple like bookstore. You walk into it, you touch everything, buy the books, the physical books, but like they do not have an online presence at all whatsoever. Their sales have taken a hit. They started to decrease in sales like for sure the past 2 years. You have these two people who kind of hate each other, but they're really just misunderstood, and I think it's great. There are mentions of hockey in this, which I was surprised about. I'm not gonna really give too many details because it is a short book. Really fast, super cute. Like it was amazing. I think it was a really interesting story. I think their banter was really funny. I think that it was just simply two misunderstood people, and they turned out to actually like really care about each other and know a lot about each other without the other person even knowing. Is it something that's super crazy best thing that I've ever read? No, but for the holidays I definitely think it stood out. There was actually like substance to the story. The characters are really cute, especially main character Gabby. I'm a little sad because the second book I read, I did not record any type of vlog, anything, which sucks. It's Quicksilver. I know, I really wish I would have vlogged this or had it in some sort of video, but I'm glad I read it. It felt very Christmassy. I actually rated it a 4-star, but because I've never read a book about fae, and I've never read, I think, a book this big that was very detailed because it's world building, it was easy to understand, I guess is the simplest way to put it, but I think because it was a story that took its time to build up and for you to become familiar with the world, the politics, the people, all the characters, like it genuinely was a lot for me, and I think that's why it disappointed me, because there were just certain things that I thought were going to be a lot crazier. But there is going to be a second book to this. Do I want to read it? Absolutely yes. Is a 4-star amazing? Absolutely yes. I've never read a book about fae, so I think my expectations were just super high, and they were let down a teensy bit, but the story in itself was very interesting. The actual plot point of this, like, I feel like there's just different things going on, but you basically have fae, and then you have like these humans, and then these humans are in their own realm where their queen is like basically putting people in like quadrants. The main character, she's in basically like a desert land. No one's getting water. Her brother is the only person that she has left. Her mother was killed in front of her. Like, it's just horrible circumstances. It does remind me a lot of the Hunger Games of Katniss. Like, they're literally just getting the scraps of everything from the rest of the like capital and stuff. Very sad, but she basically is an alchemist. Is that the word, alchemist? She can control Quicksilver, specifically like metals, and she basically opens this portal to this fae realm, and this man takes her. It's a crazy story. There's also wars with vampires. For me, I think it's because I didn't know all of the things that were going to happen in this book. There were so many things. They did make sense, but there were so many things. My brain was just like, whoa, this was definitely a fantasy that was very complex compared to the things that I have read in the past, which is not bad. I am excited for the second one. This is a thick book. I love the cover. I'm usually not one for covers like with people on it. The third book I read is Eggnog and Everything. Oh, what? Eggnog and Evergreen. Okay, so this is a kind of small town romance, and I rated this one a 3. Again, something that's enjoyable for the holiday, the festivities, but not something that I'm gonna remember. Oh, I remember this one. Okay, so basically, main character, she lives in New York, but she is from a small town. She gets broken up with by her boyfriend right before she's about to go on holiday with him for Christmas, and so she has nowhere to go, and she's like, you know what, let me go back to my parents and spend time with them. Well, this man picks her up in a sleigh with deer, and they're dressed up as reindeer. She basically thinks it's this like big joke because she's like, what? Like, why would this man pick me up in a sleigh? They basically form a romance together, but she's like hating the holidays, and he's like, hey dude, chill. Like, you know, you got broken up with, but like you still, you know, try to be positive, like think of the good stuff. I think it was sweet. It went by so fast. Like, I literally read this probably within like 4 hours. The words in here are average too, so like they're not super big where I could have just like flipped through the book, but I do think that this was kind of fast, enjoyable. I will say the end of this book I did not like because you get a surprise visit from someone and it's kind of like, well, this is stupid. Like, I don't want to see this person. We have the mistletoe bet. This was like in a little mini series. I believe it's called like Strawberry Something Farm. This one, I think I rated a 4-star. Actually, let me double check. Oh no. So this one I rated a 3-star, but it went by so much faster than the last one. Like, the words in here are a lot bigger. I think this one was less pages. I will say I think this one was funnier to me. Another small town romance. This girl lives in the big city. She comes home for the holidays though. She doesn't get broken up with, but she comes home for the holidays. So literally, like, kind of the plot point was like the same in certain aspects. I was like, whoa, this is literally like the same story. Like, I probably in a year from now I'd probably get the mixed up. I don't even know. And she comes into town and she meets someone from her childhood in this case, and he's a doctor, and he is her brother's best friend. It was just cute, I think. It's because they already know each other, they're familiar with each other, just haven't seen each other in a while. Just see their romance unfold and how their family takes it, if they can even hide it from their family. I just thought it was like really funny, like seeing everyone's reactions, because it would happen in real life too. I do know that there's a third one. I couldn't buy it at the time physically, but I believe it's on Kindle, or it was going to get released on Kindle. But if next year, if the physical one, the third one is out, I'll just buy it and then read the next two in this little series. So I thought it was really, really cute. This next book I'm gonna mention, I actually listened to while I was at work. When I tell you, I think this was probably my most favorite Christmas book I read this whole month. I rated it a 5-star, and it's called The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. I rated a 5-star. It is a whodunit book. It was so funny. It was, if you've watched Knives Out and you enjoy that movie, please read this book. It was so funny. It was so fast-paced. It was catchy. There was lots of characters, but they were so different and drastic, and like, you know, they were connected to like the family of like who was missing, and like it was just crazy. The past few audiobooks that I've listened to, whether it be on Spotify or on my Kindle, and then they have like the voiceovers, they are so good. This was done so well. It was so interesting. It was really, really funny actually. The banter between the two main characters was amazing. So you have these two authors. They basically get invited to this one author, which our main character, she adores her. Every single time an author writes a book about authors, their banter is hilarious. They're just like really fun, witty people, and they get invited to this house. I don't want to spoil it. I can't talk about it because I'm going to spoil it. But basically, this author invites these two people to her house to figure something out, and a bunch of stuff happens, and their love unfolds. You see, again, there's like little flashbacks to the past of, because they've already known each other, but like one of the characters doesn't know that. Like, it was just super, super sweet and cool. I mean, I couldn't tell you who did it because that would be giving it away, but also while I was listening to it, I couldn't figure out who actually did it. I do not have it physically with me because after I read it, I was talking about it so much to my best friend Dahlia, and then she has Spotify as well, so she was listening to it, and then literally her Spotify hours ran out and she got put in Spotify jail, and she had like 20 pages of the book left. So I was like, are you joking? So I gave her my book because I had already finished it at that time. But this is the book. If you're a little bit nervous to get into it, if you watch the movie Knives Out, it's basically like that. Yeah, I really liked it. Great and amazing. So that's the 4th book that I got done this month. The next 6 books are all novellas, so they're not full-size books, but I'm still gonna count them. I actually read all of them to get to my reading goal for the end of the month, and I'm just gonna list them off. The first 5 are all a part of Under the Mistletoe collection. A bunch of authors got together, wrote little novellas, and they published them in like a little collection. It's a part of Kindle Unlimited, which I just thought was really, really cute. I really like all the covers. Just fast little short and sweet stories to get you through the holidays. They're free. Well, not free because you're, you know, paying for Kindle Unlimited, but like, it's free. Girl math. It's already paid for, you know. It's free. So whatever. The first one is by Miss Allie Hazelwood. I rated this one a 5. It's called Cruel Winter with You. I was more attached to these characters even though it was such a short story. That's why I rated it a 5-star. These ones are only like 50-70 pages each, so I'm not gonna explain very much because I just did a video about reading them and I kind of explained more of the plot, but I do not want to give them away. The second one is called Merry Ever After. This one is by Tessa Bailey. I didn't really enjoy this one as much. I rated it a 2-star. I've never read anything by Tessa Bailey. It was just very intimate and physical and I just didn't care for it. The third one in this little collection is called Merriment and Mayhem, and it's under, it's under the Mistletoe collection. Duh. It's by Alexandria Bellifleur. I cannot pronounce this author's last name for the life of me. I'm so sorry. This one, I rated it a 3-star, so better than the last one. It was very much more adrenaline driven. Very, very great, intriguing, interesting. I just didn't like the love interest because he's a firefighter and he just felt very like full of himself. But basically he's saying that it's fate that they met each other or that they're meant for each other because she needed medical help, 911 ambulance, twice in 1 week. The fourth book in this little collection is by Olivia Jade called All by My Elf. I gave this one a 3-star. I did enjoy it. I did not know what was happening at the beginning of the book whatsoever. They were like in a hot dog car and they're like in elf costumes and people always say stuff to them out the window. So I thought it was cute, but it wasn't anything crazy. Like they were literally stuck most of the book in a car, in the hot dog car. So I rated that one a 3. The last one in this little collection is called Only Santa's in the Building. I rated this one a 4. It was basically like a Santa costume party and everyone was their own version of Santa Claus, and this girl lives in an apartment and she has a crush on her upstairs neighbor. She finds out he actually likes her too, and you just see like their dynamic and like he helps her out sometimes. The main character, she's actually a comic book artist, so that was like super cool because I've never read a main character that had such a cool job like that. Personal opinion, I just think that job's really cool. Yeah, she's like a workaholic, he's a workaholic, but he works in like IT or something, so he's like smart man, and it was a really great book. I think their banter was really great as well. And then that brings us to the very last book I read for this month, which is Resting Scrooge Face by Megan Quinn. This one I rated a 5-star. I think this is second best to the Christmas books that I read this month. It was so fast-paced. You have this main character, two main characters, and they both do not like the holidays, but they actually used to date, they used to know each other, and they just send notes back and forth to each other, but they don't know that it's each other sending the notes. And the stuff that they like express in the notes and tell each other are absolutely hilarious to me. It was only 129 pages, rated 5-star. It was absolutely amazing. I've never read anything by Megan Quinn. I just really liked it. I thought it was funny, it was cute, obviously a happy ending, a small town romance, but it didn't feel like super small town, but it felt cozy enough. So there's 11 total. Most of them are novellas, which is okay because I feel like that's what you need, like, especially during the holidays. I'm excited for all of the books that I'm gonna read in this upcoming year. I am happy that I had a really good month this month specifically, especially because I've never read this many Christmas related books ever. That pretty much wraps up today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. If anyone has any recommendations for other books to read during the holidays, please leave it in the comment section. I'm sure myself or other people are interested. I definitely need to add more for next year, even though I know next year is going to have even more releases. But I'm just really excited. I hope everyone had a great Christmas time and you spent lots of time with your family and friends. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.